Hey guys, welcome back to day 2 of the squat mobility challenge. Today we're going to be working on hip flexion. So that's going to be this motion, which we need for squatting. Today's going to be a little bit more active mobility drills. So if you can control that motion actively, you're going to be able to do it way better when you get into that bottom of the squat position where you need that motion and you need to power out of that position. First one we're going to start with is very specific to the squat. We're going to lay down on our back here. We're going to do it with both legs at the same time. If you need to do it with one leg at a time, that's perfectly fine as well, but we'll try with both legs. You're going to bring your legs up here. We're going to keep our ankles flexed, just like a squat would be. Knees flexed, like a squat would be. And I want you to put your knees at whatever level they would kind of be at for your normal squat. So if you're a narrow squatter, it's going to be a little bit more narrow. If you're a little wide squatter, it'll be a bit more wider. But just try that. Try to make it as realistic to a squat as you can. What we're going to do is keep everything flexed similar to a squat. We're going to pull up maximally without letting our back come up. So we don't want to go like this because that's not how we want to squat. So core tight, back on the ground, tailbone on the ground. Pulling up here, really squeeze, kind of create tension through your body. And on the count of 3, you're going to hold this position. So 1, 2, 3. Really firing your hip flexors here. You're going to hold this position, and we're going to hold for 10 seconds. At the end of that 10 seconds, don't let go. Grab your legs, try to bring them farther into the stretch. Same thing, keeping your tailbone on the ground. And we're going to let go, and we're going to not let them fall, so we're going to hold there. Same thing, always grab, try to pull a little deeper. For this one, we're going to do 5 reps. Take a little break, shake out the legs a little bit because you can get a little crampy in here, that's fine. And then we'll do a second set. So a total of 10. If you're feeling good after the first 5, you can just keep on going. And you don't need to take that little break in between sets. But you can, if you need to, just to shake it out, make sure you're getting that optimal contraction with that. The next one we're going to do is our quadruped hip cars or controlled articular rotations. So for this one, we're going to start in this position here. This is going to be really important to create a lot of tension through your core, your trunk, your shoulders, so you're not compensating. But we'll start here. You're going to flex up first, abduct to the side, and then rotate, and then extend, and then we'll reverse that motion. So come here, core tight, tension in the body. We're going to come up and just go to the maximum motion that you have without compensating. So I could just go like this, but we're rounding the back, and that's not what we want for our squat. So we get in a neutral spine right here, flex up, abduct to the side, and we start to rotate and back. So right here, we don't want to be arching back, so just to our max motion there, and then back here. Extend, rotate, flex. One important thing, as we come out this way, we don't want to start going like that. So once again, all motion comes at the hip. We'll show you a view from this angle as well. This one we're going to do a total of 10 on each side. You can break it up. You can do 1 on each side, 1 and 1 back and forth, 2 and 2. We're going to do 10 total. And when you're doing it, you want to be really focused. You want to be moving almost as if your leg is moving through dense water or material of about 30%. So it's the process of irradiation where you're co-contracting muscles to create tension through the movement. So you're creating your own tension and resistance. For this one, I recommend somewhere between like 30 and 40%. So you can see that it's moving slow, where if you put 0%, it would just be something like this, which we don't want. So 30% kind of contracting, squeezing. You can go a little bit higher, but at least that 30% where you're getting, it does feel a little difficult. You're tensing those muscles, just like that. Last one we're gonna do is a little bit of movement. So we're working a little bit on the hip, as well as we'll get a little bit of that ankle dorsiflexion movement in there as well. The ankles are very important with the squat, so we're gonna kind of incorporate that a little bit today as well. So it's gonna be either you can do like a forward lunge or a rear foot elevated split squat, but it's gonna be a knee dominant focus. So we'll show the rear foot elevated portion first. This is just be slightly elevated. Okay, so we're gonna be here, big step out. So the knee focus or ankle focus one is instead of dropping straight down like that, we're gonna be driving the knee forward. So it'll be like, you can use weights as well. It'll look something like this. As you can see, you're driving the knee forward, trying to get as much ankle motion as you can. If you have knee pain, don't worry about that. Just focus on going up and down, straight up, straight down. But if you can tolerate this, it'll be good for your knees. Over the long run, you're building resiliency in those tissues. But you're trying to get as much ankle motion as you can. You'll probably feel a stretch back here as well, but as much ankle motion as you can. The other way you can do it is without that, just kind of in a lunge position. Oops. And same thing, driving the knee forward and back up. Okay guys, that wraps up day 2. Remember to take those before and after pictures and just kind of assess how you feel in that squat after loosening everything up and get moving a little bit. Keep in tune, we'll be back for day 3.